We got the hat on. We got the World. Where is it over there? We got the World Series logo on it. That World Series obviously didn't go as well as the one that the Blue Jays were in '93 or in '92. And now Toronto is making a very long overdue correction in how they celebrate these with a pretty cool moment happening on social media earlier today. Let's talk some Joe Carter. It is one of the great moments in the history of sports. Joe Carter, walk-off home run against the Philadelphia Phillies to win the 1993 World Series. It is a moment that thousands, if not by now millions, have dreamed of, and only a couple have been able to accomplish. And we were reminded of it a lot during the World Series this last year as the Blue Jays finally made it back to baseball's championship game with walk-off opportunities in Game 6 and Game 7, and constant reminders on the American broadcast. Could this be his Joe Carter moment? Could this be his Joe Carter moment? Is it a Joe Carter moment? Perhaps a Joe Carter moment. If you took a drink every time Joe Carter was mentioned, sorry for your loss. But I don't know if the Blue Jays have celebrated it. Like, obviously, Joe Carter is an icon to Blue Jays fans, but it doesn't feel like he has necessarily got the respect. That might be a bit strong. The recognition that moment deserves, and now that is changing as the Blue Jays have announced that they are going to build a Joe Carter or unveil, I guess, a Joe Carter statue later this year to celebrate the team's 50th anniversary. I think this is really, really cool. I've said before that they need to really celebrate the history of this team, and this is a very good start. It's a start, and I still think there's a long way to go, but this is a really good start. Like I said, Joe Carter is an icon amongst Blue Jays fans, but I feel like if that home run happens and it's the Giants or the Cardinals, like the Yankees, it's maybe the latest in a long line of things. But I feel like that one's still special enough the Yankees would do something for it. Same with the Red Sox. But I feel like a lot of other organizations would celebrate this in a very big way. And it is like, it's brought up. It's there. Like, it's not like it's erased from history the way a certain second baseman might be because it turned out to be not a great dude. It's something that is just kind of present, but not as celebrated as it needs to be. And now I think a statue outside of the building really does show that this team is getting better at celebrating the big things that are happening. I still think they need to be obnoxious about some stuff. The fact that Carlos Delgado, Dave Stieb, and some of these guys aren't like shoe-in Hall of Fame candidates, I think is in part because the Blue Jays don't get it out in front of people like, hey, by the way, some all-time greats here that have passed through the hallowed halls of the Sky Dome, then Rogers Center. So this is a start, but it should just be that. It should just be the start of this team getting a little bit better about celebrating their history because the present seems pretty great now for the Blue Jays. And we need to remind people that it's not just 92, 93, which meh, and then 15, 16, oh, bat flippy, whatever. And now, oh, and Vlad showed up. There's a pretty good history with this ball club, and some big moments have happened with this team, and those deserve to be celebrated. So very happy that the Blue Jays are actually doing that celebrating now. Also, I just got to say, like, might be doing a couple of these from Toronto this summer because the replica World Series trophy and World Series ring thing it's a need, not a want. No, that's a need for me. The amount of sites I went on before I finally got this thing was a lot. So there's a commitment there, and I'm very excited to see that the Blue Jays are doing these sorts of things, and I want to go back out to Toronto and check it out over the next little while.